Santa Monica visiting Treyarch, the developer behind Call of Duty Black Ops, and we're here to check out a pretty hefty chunk of the game's online multiplayer. I'm joined by David Vonderhaar, the game design director. What's this location we're looking at here?
This is what we call Havana. It's obviously Havana, Cuba. It uses the Operation 40 faction versus the Tropas. So, you know, we're roaming the streets of Havana in what looks to be a domination game right now. We've added what we call the bare bones variation. Bare bones allows us to do is selectively figure out which kill streaks to either have in the game or take all the kill streaks out, force people to use default classes, or we could say, hey, there's only going to be a level 3 kill streak and this is what it's going to be.
We're at level
MP5K, which is one of the default weapons in the SMG class. More deadly but less accurate, or less accurate, you know, but more deadly from this point, right? We don't really tune weapons to be something that gets better or worse over time. So many camo patterns that you can unlock and purchase because guys would just spray paint their guns. They're like, F it, I need this, you know, I need the gun to be this color. Locked all the perks now, he's level 5, so he's ranked up. And what he can do is look at any perk category that he wants. It's like weapons, those still unlock, and then you decide if you want to buy them. But if you buy them, then you unlock almost everything for that weapon. You can go buy the attachments for it right away. Perks have a visualization and change the character. And there's 3 types of contracts, right? The mercenary contracts, the operations contracts, and the specialist contracts. Challenges, of course, still exist, but they're passive. They just exist. You unlock them, you get them. Yeah, so John's in a Perk Pro menu right now, and Perk Pros you still have to complete challenge groups for, so rather than just one challenge, you have to actually complete 3 challenges to even unlock the Pro version, and then once you've unlocked it, you still have to purchase it. So the Pro versions are Pro, right? That's all business. So there's an example of where those 2 systems come together. I mean, not only do you have to do a challenge, you have to do 3 challenges. Ever made the most sense for what the award was for, right? Marathon 26 miles and, you know, First Blood, right?
All right, so we've started a match here on a map called Nuketown, right?
That's right. This is Nuketown, and it is perhaps the smallest map that we have in the multiplayer side of things, and it features a double rainbow. You know, those sort of sets that they would build in the desert to basically nuke any of the last Indiana Jones movie, for example. They have that kind of town in there, and if you... This map has a specialized RCXD car path that lets you go from one side of the map to the other. You know, these guys have got some flamethrowers at work here, which is one of the weapon attachments. I'm going to give you guys one giveaway. Pop the heads off all the mannequins, and I mean all of them. And I mean in record-breaking time. There's a little something special for you. So this is just the circle red dot, which is the default version. So in a little bit, when John ranks up, he'll have the ability to purchase different aiming reticles, so maybe you don't want a dot, maybe you want a circle. He can configure the glass color, so he's using clear glass, but you can use blue and various shades and tones of glass, which depending on the map and the brightness of the map can aid in you know, your targeting and acquisition. John's just finished one of the first Perk Pro challenges there. That's what that message was, the lightweight escape death, which means he got hurt and then had to run away. He just got poisoned by Nova gas right there. That's why his screen's all blurry. And promoted.
Promoted, nice
yeah,
work.
With 2,500 CP leveling bonus right there. So if you're, you know, we have 14 maps going to be available in Call of Duty Black Ops, and you know, most of those maps are going to be in the middle range size. We want at least one pretty small map. That's Nuketown, right? This is the smallest map we have. Started making maps really early on, so you know, we had sort of this loose idea from the campaign side of things where the story was going to take us and what the environments were. And you know, we built maps in basic block shape. You know, if you're going to spend some of your story in Vietnam / Laos or Cambodia, you need a couple of maps in that environment. If part of your story is going to be in the Ural Mountains of the Soviet Union, you got to have a couple of maps there. So you know, when we're doing the initial planning, we really just are looking for good reference and trying to come up with really fun maps, and we're not overly focused on the environment yet.
Right.
In fact, you know, Havana was a completely different location altogether, and there comes his care package, so maybe we can get a good look at the helicopter here, this big old beast of a bird that's coming in to drop his care package. That thing can be shot down. We've slowed it down a bit, so you know, if it gets taken out, on its way in, it'll drop its care package wherever it gets destroyed. The odds of getting a really great kill streak out of a care package are pretty low. Yeah, there's a lot of different kill streaks, of course. Some of the new ones include the 2 weapons that we actually have available only from care packages, which is another good reason to have care packages. There's also been some work against the chopper gunner. There's the gunship, which is actually a pilotable helicopter, so you can actually fly it around. So there's some really new kill streaks that we think the fans are going to be pretty into. There's 11 of them. There's not too many, so it's not sort of overwhelming. They've got counters, right? There's a SAM turret, which is in fact a kill streak, designed to take out air kill streaks. So, there's a good, healthy balance there, and having a lot isn't really the way to win necessarily. You got to have a good number because the customizable kill streak feature is amazingly fun. But you gotta find a healthy dose of counters for them too, because you don't want them to be the dominant part of the game.
Any chance of bringing back the German Shepherds from World at War?
Yeah, the dogs are back. The German Shepherds have returned. They're an 11 kill streak, and they're just as deadly as ever.
Just as vicious.
And they have brand new behaviors too. They're a little smarter.
Oh,
can
nice.
target a little better. Here it comes. This is what happens at the end of a game in Nuketown. Doesn't matter if things go your way or don't go your way.
It's Nuketown.
All Nuketowns end with a nuclear flash. Camo's level 22, so we got a ways to go there. Level 25 for the reticles, reticle color and lenses. Level 19 for its clan tag, we'll probably get there today. And finally, level 16 here for the emblem. Get to a certain rank via the XP, you get into the better stores. You don't get to go into any stores early on, and then as time goes by, you get into the face paint store, and you can start painting up your face. You can see that here's guns unlocking by levels, but here, this very last gun in this chain, you actually have to purchase a whole bunch of guns to declassify.
Oh.
This is one in the chamber. This is a free-for-all game mode, and what's happening right here is you have a pistol and with 1 bullet in the chamber, and if you shoot that bullet, you're done. You've got to hit somebody to refill the ammo. And it's a very deadly game because you only have 3 lives to live. A game of stalking your opponent. You're trying to guess, do they have a bullet? They're trying to guess how many bullets you have. You get the action that happened just right and continues till you run out of lives. Top 3 players get paid. It's called being in the money.
I'm a big fan of sandwiches.
There's some influence driven by mods. Here you go with sticks and stones. There's a little game mechanic here called doubling down. So if all the players in the lobby think it's a good idea, they all go double down, that'll double the size of the bet. But it takes all 6 players. Sticks and stones. Crossbow, a ballistic knife, and a tomahawk. The crossbow and the ballistic knife here award the most points, and a tomahawk will actually zero out someone's score. And when you're playing in wager matches, all the really large maps have got new boundaries defined. So you take a map that's really large and we quite literally cut it in half. You got these 3 specialized weapons and you're really just trying to do point accumulation. So there's a plus 100 for getting a stick and killing somebody with the ballistic knife or the crossbow. So it's very accessible in that way for people. You're still just trying to get the highest score. A tomahawk, like that Rizzo just did, that guy is down at 0 and she's moved up to position 3 and is back in the money. You're 1 tomahawk away from not winning, right? Create a class doesn't have a rule at all. There's no kill streaks. This is a game about the weapons and a weapon progression. So in the lower left-hand corner of the HUD, you'll see which weapon tier you're on. So you start at weapon 1, and it's this revolver. And the plan here is for the player to get through every single weapon in the progression, all the way up to 20, will win the gun game. If you get knifed, you're going to get set back 1 tier. The strategy for gun game is to always sort of find the range or engagement at which you're going to tackle a person based on where you are in the progression and where they are in the progression. Really make decisions right. In fact, if you do blow up yourself, you'll get set back a level as well. So suicide's a penalty, a fairly significant penalty. It's just getting through. That was a near direct hit and that guy didn't die. You only advance 1 weapon even with the double kill. You got sharpshooter right here, and sharpshooter is going to be the game that the gun purists love. So In Sharpshooter, the way that it works is every 45 seconds, you're going to get a brand new gun. That's right, they're all actually the same. So when Rizzo switches in 5 seconds, everyone will switch to the same exact gun.
Okay.
So
it's an even playing field.
Absolutely it is. You know, so we went from machine pistol to SMG with the red dot, right? So, you know, she has sleight of hand now. So, and this is the only game, the only wager match game mode that actually has perks in it. You know, unlike the traditional mechanism of getting perks, we simply just call them bonuses, and you get them by going on kill streaks. So it's a little bit of a mind twist for people at first because you're getting perks for going on kill streaks. This is the wager match version of Launch. Launch is a medium-sized map. Played pretty good in wager matches with the regular map, but we've made some changes. Some map paths are blocked off. Those are actually reflected in the mini map there in the top left-hand corner. If you actually compare that mini map to the regular Launch map, you'll be able to see the distinction. That's a variable zoom there, so that particular attachment lets you actually zoom in more than once, up to 3 levels with the variable zoom. That's new.
Another 30 CP in the bank.
Don't spend it all in one place. November 9th. And it's for the PC, the Wii, the 360, and the PlayStation 3.